Great to have Jacob Bryson with us as we get set for Sabres and Sens tonight. How did you feel about your season debut in Detroit?
I thought pretty good. It's always tough getting back in the lineup after a few months of not playing, but I thought I just kept it simple, and I thought I was overall had a pretty good game defensively, and yeah.
What's harder? Because I almost feel like that's my role as a backup goaltender, where you don't play for a while, then you got to get thrown in. The first 5 minutes harder, or later in the game where the lungs kind of go away? What was harder to adjust?
I think the first 5 minutes as a player. It could be for a goalie too, but I just think, kind of just getting back into it, into the frame of game mindset. I feel like I keep in good shape doing those skates when they're playing and stuff. So
we used to
and
call
working
the,
out
the Tour de France. We used to get like the yellow jersey or whatever to all the guys on the bike and doing the skate after. So
yeah, exactly.
You're in great shape for that.
Yeah. So as the game went on, I feel like I felt better and better, and I feel like the more games you play, the more comfortable you'll be.
Was there a difference in structure, system, style, given that this was your first game under Lindy?
Yeah, I think it's a little different because it was a back-to-back also. Our game plan was kind of keep it simple, eliminate any mistakes we can, and it was a low-scoring game, and that's kind of what we wanted. They obviously had 2 special teams goals, but other than that, it was a 0-0 game, 5-5, and I think that's kind of what we were aiming for in those back-to-back games. When guys are tired and maybe don't have the best legs, it's keep it simple and eliminate turnovers and mistakes, and you should have a pretty successful game.
Any changes that you made to, let's see, your sticks or your gear? Sometimes when you're missing 10, 11 games, you're kind of like start getting bored and you start using a different stick or you do something different. Any changes that you've made since the start of the year?
No, I haven't actually. I've kept the same stuff.
So you're normal. You're not weird like all of us that changes everything.
I'm honestly pretty simple when it comes to gear. I'm pretty easygoing, but I know there's
like
some
historically,
guys,
like you've used the same kind of brand since junior or what?
Yeah, college I was Bauer, and then I've kept with Bauer ever since. Obviously, when I was in Roch, I had used CCM, so that was the little stint there.
AHL,
but I've used
Bauer.
Deal. Yeah, so kind of those 2 brands. So I've never really tested anything else out.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so now we looked at your numbers last year, 5-on-5, more goals that you're on the ice than goals against. So what's the focus for you in the game? Be strong defensively, or try to provide some offense so you can balance the 2?
I think a good way to put it is defense first. I feel like that's how our team is kind of that's our mindset. If you play good defense, I feel like a lot of the offense comes from that. Mm-hmm. So if I take pride in creating turnovers and having a good stick in our D zone, then I think it always leads to offense. I feel like if you push for offense or something, you're going to give more up. So I think a defense first mindset is always the way to go, and then those chances and goals will just come on their own.
But it does feel like when you watch Darlene and Biron and Power, mostly like there's a lot of let's join the offense, let's be on the cycle, let's even find ourselves in front of the net sometimes. Yeah. So is that an emphasis that you think is also part of the game plan?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like Lindy preaches that, always having that 4th guy up in the rush, and when you get in the O-zone and you end up at the net, you can take your turn there, and a forward will always fill for you. So we're kind of interchangeable, and it's nice being that way when you kind of can forget about your position a little bit if someone else is covering for you, and that's what we practice, and I feel like that's the best way to play. It's less thinking.
How is Brinley Sue Bryson?
She's doing well. She's almost 4 months now, and it's been good. Her sleeping's been good, and we haven't had any issues, so it's been awesome so far.
Nice. Is that like the number one point of conversation amongst new dads and like the sleeping? How's your sleeping?
Yeah.
Because me, it's great. How did you guys do it? Is there shared tips when it comes to babies?
Yeah, we chat about it, all the new dads and a couple of guys that have older kids too. I feel like everyone goes through it though. Each baby's different, obviously, so we all have different patterns and different sleeping habits. So, but I think from what I've heard, everyone's been doing pretty well. And
nobody's taking the brunt of it. There's not one guy that always comes in, just bags under his eyes, like, oh my god.
It's been pretty good. So what Lex and I do is she'll take over from I'll take her any time up to 10, 11 p.m. and then I usually get a full night's sleep. So she does a good job, and I have a nice schedule, so I can't complain.
Okay, so what's your number one job? Because I remember, for me, it was burping. I was the burp master. Whenever the baby didn't want to burp, any one of them, it was like, where are you? Come on over here. And then I was the one that got them to burp. Like, what's your special touch?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's hard to get my baby to burp. I know some are different, but it's a hard task, and I feel like we're kind of equal at it, so I wouldn't say that, but I feel like we kind of share, 50-50 pretty good.
Okay.
There's nothing specific that I do or she does that we can't do, so we have a good thing going, and it's
for me, that was good. Unless the burping turns into a little bit more messy, then I was like, I got the wrong job here. But usually the burping was good.
Yeah.
That's the easy job.
Thank you for the update. Congratulations again to you and your family, and good luck tonight.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.